What's up, everyone? So this is a highly requested video that many members wanted, so I thought I'd jump on here and give it to you guys. So this is pretty much my trading journey from start to this, current time. As you could see, I started off trading penny stocks. So I would day trade small cap stocks. The reason I got into this was because I saw YouTubers like Tim Sykes and there's a few other ones, I forget their names, but Ross Trading or whatever the guy's name is, Warrior, whatever. So I saw these big day traders, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. I want to get into this. So I deposited $2,500. I was a sophomore in college at this time and literally got right into it. So on July 10th, 2018, I made my first trade ever. And, I made $121 in about 10 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever done. Because at the time I was landscaping, busting my butt for about 8 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday. And, after working 8 hours a day, I was making $100 cash. So to be sitting at my laptop, pressing a few buttons, making the same amount, I fell in love. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. I'm going to be the next Tim Sykes. I was getting pumped up. And you could see my first month, I made $858. And I was like, oh my God, this is phenomenal. I told my parents, I said, listen, I got this new job. It's definitely going to be paying the bills. August, you could see too, I made $1,300. And you could say that I had beginner's luck, because look what happened the next 3 months. I lost $1,300 here. I lost $430 there, and I lost $650 in November. So overall, my first 5 months day trading, I only lost $172, which in my opinion is pretty good, because I got the practice for pretty much no cost. I know a lot of traders who jump into it and, they put all of the money up at risk, and, their first couple months they lose it all. So I think I did pretty well. I pretty much had every single dollar to my name in this account. I deposited $2,500 at first, then another $5,000, and then another $2,000. Like I said, I saved up birthday money and Christmas money and you name it. So I had $9,500 in here as a sophomore in college that I just saved up over time. Okay. Then Carmine introduced me to options trading in October of 2018. And I remember him saying, he first introduced me in about, I think September. And he was like, yo, Dill, you got to come to options trading. This is great. It's like the same as penny stocks, but you trade like large, tech stocks, and you'll love it. And he was trying to sell me on it. And I was like, all right, what's going on here? I was like, the hell's an option? So I remember looking at the options chain and saying to him, I'm like, oh my God. I said, Carmine, what the hell is that? It looked like another language to me. The first time, I'm sure you guys saw it too. First time you guys saw the options chain and you saw all the numbers moving, I said, I was like, there's no way I'm doing that. So a month later, I saw that Carmine was doing pretty well, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do it. So you can see here, October 30th was my first option trade ever. I played SPY calls. I think it was SPY calls. It might have been puts. I don't know. But I played 10 contracts, 82 cents, and then scaled out at 5 of, at 88 and then 91. And I made $46. And I was like, oh my God. I said, this is phenomenal. Then you could see here, I made a few other penny stock trades. And then I tried again on the 31st. I bought 10 contracts at 13 cents and then sold 10 at 4 cents, lost $113. And at the time, it was funny because I had no idea what I was doing. So this trade in particular, I remember SPY was like $200. I'm just making up a number, but I was playing like the 250 strike price because I said to myself, I'm like, oh my God, these are only 13 cents. Like, let me buy these. I had no idea what I was doing. And you could see here, I lost, God, what is that? Like, I lost 60, 70%, whatever that is. So I was like, all right, maybe I should take a step back and see what I'm doing wrong. So I continued doing penny stocks, and I was losing here and there. Pretty much, like I said, I lost $656 in my last trading month doing the penny stocks. So I took a step back a little bit, and I did basic learning on options. I learned what in the money was, out of the money. I learned how to buy and sell. Like I said, just very, very, very basic stuff. How to navigate through TOS on the options chain, so on and so forth. So I started trading options, and I got rid of doing the penny stocks. You could see I lost $343 on this one, this SPY put. So, like I said, I started in mid-December doing solely options. I literally never touched another penny stock again. I kid you not. From December of 2019 to, I believe, July of 2019. What is that? That's January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 8 months, I lost $14,000. And like I said, at this point, I'm a junior in college. Literally, that's all I had to my name. $14,000. I had no idea what I was doing wrong. And it wasn't a straight flush. I would make 1,000, then lose 2,000. Then make another 1,000, then lose 1,500. Make $2,000, then lose $3,000. I was taking one step forward and 2 steps back, and I really wasn't getting anywhere. So in July of 2019, literally last year, I was like, okay, I'm doing something wrong, and I gotta figure it out now before, this can, get really bad. So I thought about quitting at that time, many times actually, not even that, just one time. I thought about quitting trading, God, probably at least 10, 15 times. I was just, I was getting discouraged. My parents were saying, don't do it, it's risky. I heard it all. So I stuck with it and saved up about $5,000 over the next couple months, from working. And I got back to it in, I want to say, September of 2019. So, these are the things that totally transformed the game. I'm telling you this right now. I went through it. I literally blew up 2 different accounts. One was $9,000, the other one was $5,000. Blew up literally to nothing. And these were the different things that I did that transformed my trading, period. So the first thing, this is probably the biggest, or at least one of the biggest. I started utilizing a trading plan. Okay, this is so important. Before I started doing this, I would literally enter into a trade not knowing where the hell I was getting out. Say I bought Apple calls, okay, at $200. I would literally be up $300 and I'd say, all right, I'm good. This is good. Like, I was satisfied with the $300. I wouldn't even look at the chart sometimes. I would just look at my P&L. I would say, oh my God, I'm up $300. I'm done. Like, that's it. Have a nice day. Also, on the flip side, I would get into, say, Apple calls again, and I would be down $100 and say, oh, it'll go back up. Next thing you know, I'm down 200. Oh, it'll go back up. Next thing you know, I'm down 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. And it got to the point where I was literally shaking. I had to sell because my mind couldn't handle it. I had no idea where I was getting in, where I was getting out, why I was getting in, I was literally just winging these trades. So this was huge. So when I came back after, saving the $5,000 and really learning and watching YouTube videos and practicing on paper trading, I started utilizing a trading plan. And these are the biggest things that you need to include. You need to include, one, an entry. Okay? Not only an entry, but you got to ask yourself, why am I entering right now? Is it bouncing off a zone? Are we breaking out of a key level? Are we breaking out of a price pattern? Is there news? There has to be a reason, if not a few reasons, to enter the trade, okay? That's the number one thing. Number two is, where am I taking the loss and where am I taking profits? For me, it depends on the trade, but usually I take profits at key levels or other zones, the opposite zones. So if I get in calls on demand, on a demand zone, I'll sell either at key levels or the closest supply zone. Like I said, each trade is different. I'm looking at other things too, but like I said, entry is number one. Let me type that. Okay, entry. Number two, exit. Both profit target and stop loss. Like I said, this is big. The stop loss. I never use hard stop losses. I always do mental with options. So if I get into a trade, I always find these two things. I determine these two things, both profit target and stop loss, prior to entering the trade. If you don't do that, if you do it during the trade, your mental state's going to be all messed up. I'm telling you. I used to do it. I'm like, please do not do that. So before entering a trade, you need these two different things, okay? Another thing that I do with the stop loss is I also come up with a max stop loss. So say I get in at $100 and my stop loss is 99. Okay? Say the stock starts to chop and the time decay is going against me. If it doesn't get to $99 to hit my stop, but the options premiums go down by 20%, I cut the trade regardless. So for me, it's usually about 20-25% unless I'm playing with profits. But on a normal trade, if I'm down 20%, even if it didn't hit my stop loss, I'm cutting it. Like, no matter what, I'm cutting the trade. Okay? So like I said, entry, you got to think about reason for entry. Okay? And like I said, exit, both profit target and stop loss. Those are two major things. Another thing, and this is key. All of these are key, but this one is very important. You have to pay attention to market context. And what I mean by that, I'll show you right here. Okay? I used to literally just focus on one stock. This is what my screen would look like. Just one screen of, say, Baba. Focus on one stock. Okay, I wasn't looking at ES, SPY, NQ, QQQ, VIX. I wasn't looking at anything except one stock. It's called marrying a stock. You get too focused on one stock that you don't focus on anything else. It's like you crossing the street on a crosswalk and you're only looking one way. If you only look to the left while you're crossing the street in New York City, I guarantee you're going to get sideswiped from the right. You're going to get absolutely demolished just like this. So what I was doing is, for this example, I would say, oh, okay, it bounced here again. I'm going to get into puts right here. And like I said, I was only focusing on this. I didn't look at ES, NQ. I didn't look at anything. I didn't look at zones, nothing. So the second BABA would, go below this line, I was getting into puts. Okay? Just literally because I thought, okay, it broke this support, it's going to tank. Like, that's all I thought. Then it would bounce and I'd be like, okay, it's going to go back down. It would go back down. Now I'm thinking, wow, this trade's going to work out. Then next thing you know, it's popping off the charts, right? I'd be like, okay, it's going to go back down. Okay, it's going to go back down. Now I'm down 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%. I'm down $600 at this point, and I'm like, oh my God, I should probably sell now. So that's what I was doing before I started making money. I was looking at just one stock at a time, just convincing myself that the plan was or not even the plan, convincing myself that the trade was going to work. And say it did work. Say BABA did go down. I had no idea where I was taking profit. It could have hit 308, 307. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. Okay? So after the fact, I started watching ES, I started watching NQ, my charts started looking like this, okay? I was looking at every single stock that I paid attention to. I started looking at key levels, you could see all of the stocks that I look at. On the right screen, I watch ES, SPY, QQQ, VIX, NQ. I started watching every single factor in the market. Okay, that was the major difference. So instead of playing BABA puts off, on that support breach, I saw that ES was at support. I saw that other stocks were bouncing. I was a changed man. Like I said, I understood what was going on rather than just solely focusing on one stock. So that was another huge thing. And I see members doing the same thing I used to. I see members saying, hey, Dylan, how does BABA look? And I'll say, oh, not good, disregard it. 20 minutes later, hey, Dylan, how does BABA look? Hey, how does BABA look? Hey, does it look good now? Hey, does it look... They're only focused on that one stock. I'm telling you, you will lose money if you do that. Rather than focusing on one or two stocks, you have to focus on everything around you. Okay? And if you tell yourself, oh, I can't do that, I only have one laptop, I can't look at ES and three different stocks at once, I'm telling you right now, you will lose money. Listen, like I said, I understand that I'm on a bigger computer screen, but you have to utilize the screen space. Look what I do. Charts, right? You see 6 equities on here. You go to flexible, 6 more. Okay? You have to utilize the screen space. Okay? There's ways around just using a laptop. Okay? Like I said, you have to pay attention to the whole market. Another major thing that transformed my trading was reviewing my trades. Not just losing trades, but also winning trades. This is crucial, and I still do it to this day. Literally, I took 2 trades today. We took Apple and Netflix, and I reviewed both of them. This one is so important because you could always learn something from your trades. And this has really, really, really improved my trading. So if you guys are lazy and you trade and then kind of just shut down your computer and then, you come back the next morning, trade, and you replicate that without reviewing your trades, you're not going to do well. And you might at first, but in the long run, I'm telling you, you're not going to do well. So whether you're a newbie trader or a veteran, you should review your trades regardless of whether or not you win or lose. I'm telling you. Okay. Another thing, I got rid of indicators, level 2, and time in sales. Okay. When I was losing money, I assumed that I needed indicators in order to make money. Okay. It's just a thought that a lot of new traders have. They think you need the VWAP, the MACD, RSI. They think you need all of those tools in order to do well. Whereas it's the complete opposite. The less you rely on, the better, okay? I kid you not. I used to look at this. I'm telling you right now. This used to be my screen. I swear to God, you gotta, yeah, it's comical. I used to look at this. Oh my God, this looks terrible. What the hell? It looks like a 3-year-old just drew on my chart. I mean, what more can you put on here? So like I said, I assumed that you needed all of this BS in order to do well. And boy, was I wrong. I would literally say, okay, Baba, the freaking 10 SMA is crossing over the 5. The Bollinger Bands are moving down. They're getting tight. Okay, now we're bouncing on this Ichimoku. I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. Okay, so that was one of the major things that I did. I got rid of every single indicator. I don't even look at VWAP. I'm not telling you guys not to look at VWAP. If it works for you, then use it. But you don't need to use them. Another thing, I was focusing too much. You won't see it now because the market's closed. But I was focusing too much on level 2 and time in sales. I would literally take my focus off of the chart and concentrate only on level 2 and time in sales. I was pretty good at it. Like, I understood what I was doing. I did a lot of research on both, how to use level 2 time in sales. But because of market spoofing, which is when institutional traders and not even institutional traders, any retail trader can do it too. What they would do was they would put heavy size on the bid, so it would trick retail traders into thinking, wow, someone's buying 50,000 shares of Baba right now, let me get in. So because you saw because I saw 50,000 shares on the bid, I would buy calls. If someone's buying 50,000 shares, you're going to automatically assume that Baba is going to go up. So what would happen is when the price dropped below the bid, nothing would come up on time in sales. That's what you call spoofing. So that 50,000 share order was bullshit. Okay, and in simple terms, it was bullshit and it wasn't a real order. So what the institutional orders do, or the institutional traders do, is they want retail traders like myself and you to buy, seeing that there's 50,000 shares about to be bought. We're going to usually buy, and then they take away the bid and use our liquidity in order to sell. Okay, so that happened so many times, I cannot even tell you. I lost so much money relying on level 2 time in sales. So I know some of you utilize it, and if it works, then I'm telling you, keep doing it. But for me, it did not work, and I actually lost money using it more than I made money. So when I trade, this is what my charts look like. And then I have my price levels, but there's no indicators, there's no time in sales, there's no level 2. This is what I look at, okay? This is it. This is all you need. I look at price action and volume. That's it. So you shouldn't overcomplicate your trading, okay? And the last thing, there's other things, but these are probably the top 5 in my opinion. I stopped using the 1 minute time frame. This killed me, okay? I literally only used to watch 1 minute. I was terrified of using the 5 minute, 15 minute, and the more powerful time frames. If you use the 1 minute time frame and you do well, props to you. But I can tell you right now that I did not do well. So this is a pretty good example. So I would say I was in calls, just theoretically. I would see this on a 1 minute chart and I would say, holy shit, Baba is dumping. And then look what happens here. It bounces right back up. For this example, just pretend that Baba kept going up. Okay, I understand that it didn't, but for this example, this would scare the shit out of me. In plain English, I apologize for my cursing, but I'm very, very, very passionate about this. I would literally be in calls and I would see this and I would get the hell out. Whereas if you look at that on a 5 minute, look at the difference. Look at the difference. It's not as scary. And yeah, it did dip a little bit, but it's still closed green. So what I'm trying to say is the 1 minute chart shows you way too much detail to the point where it scares you out of trades. And like I said, if you do well on the 1 minute, keep it. I'm not here to tell you what you can and can't do. But for me, it screwed up many, many, many trades because, like I said, it would scare me out of trades. So that's about it. Like I said, there's definitely more things that help me transform from a losing trader to a winning trader, but these are definitely the top of the list. So not only did I consistently make money because of these, but also when we had that big drop in February and March, I capitalized on that like you wouldn't believe. I literally turned about, I probably turned about 15 grand into about, I think it was like $50,000 or $60,000 because I loaded up on SPY puts and VIX calls, and that's what really, really, really changed the game for me. Okay, another thing now that I'm thinking about it, and it kind of goes along with this one, is risk management. And I know I talked about having a stop loss and then having a max stop loss. Like I said, mine's usually 20 to 25%. So if I'm in a trade and I'm down 20%, I'm cutting it regardless. I don't care if it's coming near support or a demand zone or there's news coming out. If I'm down 20%, I'm out. That's it. So risk management, and I know Carmine has many, many, many videos on this. So, he does a very, very good job explaining it, so I'm not going to get into it, or else this video would be 3 hours long. So, I hope you guys learned something from this. Like I said, I'm very confident that even if you implemented 3 out of 5 of these bulleted points, you will start seeing a difference, okay? If you have any questions, you could always slide into my DMs, ask me. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as possible.